For example, you're saying, are there two ways of conversion, one through regeneration, the other through the sacraments? That really misses the point of the historic debate between Reformed theology, Protestantism, and Rome, because both Rome and historic evangelicalism maintain that it is necessary for a person to be regenerate. Okay? There's no dispute about that. The question is, how does regeneration come to pass? And what does it affect? What does it do? And how is it linked to justification? Now, in the classical Reformed view of Calvin and Luther, the order of salvation went like this: that first, before I can believe and meet the requirement of faith in order to receive and appropriate the righteousness of Christ for my justification, something has to happen to my heart, because I'm fallen, I'm dead in sin, and the Holy Spirit has to change the disposition of my heart, and we call that regeneration or rebirth. As a result of that work of the Holy Spirit, now I am able to, and indeed do, embrace Christ in faith. So I'm reborn, I have faith. As a consequence of the faith, I am justified. Now, the Roman Catholic Church has taught that the way a person comes to salvation is, in the first instance, they are baptized, and baptism works ex opere operato, by the working of the works virtually automatically, infusing the grace of justification in the soul, affecting regeneration and justifying grace. So a person is now justified by baptism, and that's good until or unless that person commits mortal sin. Mortal sin is called mortal sin because it destroys the grace, this justifying grace that has been implanted and infused into the soul at baptism. That's why you have confession. That's why you have the sacrament of penance, which became the center of the controversy in the 16th century. The sacrament of penance, Rome defines and redefines at Trent as the second plank of justification for those who have made shipwreck of their souls. That is, once you commit mortal sin, that sin is called mortal because it kills the grace of justification that you received at baptism. And so you need to get back, you need to get justified again. And that comes through another sacrament, namely the sacrament of penance. Now, what that provoked in the 16th century was in the second question, not only what is the grounds and the basis of justification, whether it's the righteousness of Christ imputed to me or infused in me, the other question was, what is the instrumental cause of my justification? Going back to Aristotelian language, the instrumental cause is defined as that cause or means by which an effect is brought to pass. And when the Reformers said that justification is by faith alone, sola fide, the word by there meant the instrumental dative, the means by which I appropriate the righteousness of Christ and therefore am justified, is by faith and by faith alone. Whereas Rome taught the instrumental cause of justification is not faith, it is the sacraments. In the first instance, baptism, in the second instance, penance. And so that was a major point of difference on the how question of how a person is saved. Does that answer it, John?